we always talk about communication and how we are so good at it and blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to bring up the little, situation that happened when we went out last week.
For our anniversary.
Okay. First off, we both forgot about our anniversary, as we mentioned on the previous podcast.
Yeah.
Neither one really took it personal, because it's just, we are bigger than that.
Yeah.
There are, some women and men that will take it personal, like, oh my God, you forgot our anniversary. Me, I was laughing about it. I was at an event, actually, the day of our anniversary. But, it's just like, I know you love me and vice versa. And we were okay with it when I came home. We laughed about it, talked about it, and then said we're going to.
No big deal.
Yeah, we're going to do, we'll go out and have some fun. Anyway, so we made that decision. We were going to go out. But I personally felt like just going out, listening to good music, and having a good time, whether it was at a bar, club, whatever, right? And I wasn't thinking about how you were feeling about the entire, event, like going out, whether you wanted it just to be you and I or us and others, since we're going to be in, West Phoenix, where a lot of our friends and family are. And I just made the decision that, I'm going to put it up on Facebook. Hey, Miguel and I are going out, to Westgate. Whoever wants to join.
Let's party.
Yes. And a couple, responded. And while I'm sharing this with Miguel, I noticed that his energy wasn't too excited about it.
Yeah.
Like you were like, and so I got a little bit kind of upset, just not thinking about how you were feeling about it. Yeah. Like I didn't ask you, would you like other people to join us, or is it just a you and I thing kind of deal? I took the initiative. I made the decision. And
maybe we need to go out more. Maybe that's what it is.
And before I know it, I'm kind of like upset, not really telling Miguel how I'm feeling, because I am an extrovert. I like to go out, and there's times where I just want it to be you and I. But this time around, I'm like,
you want to party.
We're out. We're a lot of, we know a lot of people, and I think it'd be fun to share our anniversary. But then I did not communicate that.
Yeah.
So then we go, and it's kind of early because I was thinking we can have a couple of drinks, something little to eat, and just go bar hopping. But of course, like I didn't talk to Miguel about this. So I'm creating the event in my head and how I want it and all that good stuff. And so we go to a bar and we're hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, let's go check out another bar. So we get up and we go to this other bar, and I'm feeling the music. Like I'm good because I'm like, I like all kinds of music. Like I do. Okay. I do. And people, I like people. And yeah, there wasn't a lot of people. It was kind of slow, but it was weird because I'm like, I didn't care. I wanted to be with you, whether it was just us, just chilling and, because I took down, once I realized that you weren't too happy about me inviting, I took down that post. I deleted it. I edited it, actually, and then just left it at that because I realized that you wanted it to be just you and I.
Yeah.
So I take poor Miguel to this other bar, and it's early, you guys. And it's a slushy thing because they sell slushies, and
it's a slushy bar.
Yeah. And they play good music. But then when we got there, I looked at Miguel, and Miguel wasn't fucking happy. He wasn't happy. He wasn't feeling it. And he didn't have to say anything because I could feel his energy. I can see it on his face, no matter how much he was trying to pretend he was okay with it. And then I realized they don't have any beer here.
All they have is slushies.
And so I can tell that he wasn't feeling it. And it just, from that point on, it really just went downhill.
Yeah.
And I was upset about it. I was hurt about it. And I was thinking about my feelings. I was thinking about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't about you for me at that time.
You were planning the whole event.
It was just
the night in your head.
It was, yeah.
Like you said.
And I knew later on, and, you know, as, you know, 2 hours from then, it would turn into a bar, you know, because I'd been there before with our niece.
Yes.
But
I didn't want to wait around for 2 hours for it to turn into a bar.
And I did. I'm like, we can chit chat, talk, have some drinks.
I think that's where the biggest miscommunication was. Like, I didn't mind like going out dancing, but I also didn't feel like being just out all day. Like tonight, we're eating a salad. Mm-hmm. We're not little kids anymore. I can't go to Burger King and then go clubbing afterwards. So I'm gonna fall asleep.
Right.
So I'll have a salad and then I can have some drinks. You know, but I don't want to be out all night.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's it. You guys, like, I'm an extrovert and, you know, Miguel's an introvert, but he does go out with me. He does things with me. Either way, like, I decided to drive home and I was in my own head. You know, I told him I want to drive. He fell asleep on the drive home and I was dancing like I was at a club, just driving. And it just felt good just to kind of be there and kind of, you know, sit with it and let it out. And we really didn't talk. You know, I was upset. We didn't talk. And then when we came home, I decided that I was going to go skinny dipping.
Yeah.
And it felt so good. And I was just in my own, you know, just with me, thinking about everything. And still didn't talk to Miguel about anything. And you came in and I think you fell asleep. Like, that's how the night ended.
Like
we didn't,
pretty much.
There was no communicating. There was no, I'm sorry. There was none of that.
Yeah.
Because I realized that I had to look at the entire situation. I had to process where it went wrong, where the miscommunication went into place.
Well,
am I in my own feelings? Like, I had to self-reflect and you know, to really just look at the bigger picture of what was happening.
Well, let me explain to you too. Let me share with you how I saw this whole thing going. Because I know, like, we're gonna go out and celebrate our anniversary. Mm-hmm. So for one, like, yeah, we like having a good time, but I'm kind of thinking to myself, this is our anniversary, so maybe it should be just us two. Mm-hmm. And not like invite everybody over this, you know, when it's our anniversary. For another thing, for whatever, we're going to be over there, or somebody's having a thing and we all go and everybody shows up. Great. But then the other thing was it's not like we were around here where it's close by. We're driving to a place that's like an hour away. Right. And we were leaving probably around 3 p.m.
Because we had to drop off our son. So.
Yeah. So already for somebody, I guess an introvert or somebody like me, like I already said, like, I don't want to be out all freaking night and then have
you didn't tell me that.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. But be out all night and then have an hour drive home after being out. You know what I mean? Like, and then we went out to the bars and we started eating. And for real, the music was good, but there was not one person that was dancing. I did not see one dance floor. Like you said, the places had not turned into nightclubs. Right. Because when the vibe changes, you start dancing a little bit and then maybe, you know, whatever, you hang out. But
I was dancing the entire time.
You were dancing in your seat. There was not one babe, you got to stop. Because it was freaking 7. Yeah. And the shit, everybody knows you go out, nothing's happening at 7.
It's happy hour at that time.
Yeah.
So
everybody's
that's
sitting,
the environment.
sitting,
happy
eating
hour.
And drinking.
Yes.
Sitting, eating, and drinking.
And there's music playing in the background.
Yes, but you're sitting, eating, and drinking. Mm-hmm. So that's the vibe. And we ate a good amount. We were having a couple drinks. Our energy, neither one of us, and you could be honest about that, because you had a coffee drink,
but I
all
don't
that
need
stuff.
that, baby. I don't need that. But I get it.
Babe,
yes.
But so, and then I was just kind of looking at the whole thing. It's like 8 o'clock, 8:30. And I'm like, nothing's really going to start happening, or we're not going to start dancing till like maybe 9:30, you know, and that's a long time. I don't really, like, I'm already tired, you know. But if we're going to go out dancing, I was like, let's just go. Let's do it and just do that. And being around here makes it a lot, you know, easier. We can just go and come right back instead of having an hour drive.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about any of that day.
No. And I don't even think, I think this is the first time we're actually talking about it.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't know how to bring it up without you getting overly excited. Because there's times where when I talk to you, you know, it's just like, it just leads up to just a passionate conversation. And I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth it. Like, it's just not worth it. Therefore, I'm just going to let it pass. Like, I'm just not going to talk about it. And it is what it is. And I'm going to let it pass. Right. But I had time because you left out of town.
Yeah.
And you were gone for an entire week.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of time to think about the entire situation and what happened. And I realized that it was my lack of communication that started it. I mean, you all, you know.
Mine didn't help.
Right. But it was me, you know, just I was feeling it within like, ooh, this is going to be good. Like, we're going to go out. We're going to have happy hour like we did like I would back in the day. Go early, have some drinks, eat. And then as the night goes on, you know, they turned it into a dance floor. And I was ready to party all night. Like, I didn't mind waiting 2 hours for them to put, you know, the dance floor together, the DJ to come. Like, I was waiting for it. I was just waiting for it. Not even taking into consideration how you were feeling. Yeah. You know? And so when I realized that, you know, I brought this upon myself because I set expectations up for the night without even talking to you about it. And so I apologize for that. And, you know, I just thought that we might as well talk about it on the podcast because we haven't talked about it.
No, we haven't. No, it's all good, babe. It's all good. And we're going to go have fun tonight and we'll have a good time. See, because the same thing is like when that happened, you know, I think the reason that I would get so upset because sometimes when we're talking or when we're getting into these heated discussions, it almost seems like you can't even see how I would see it or like what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, you know me. For one, you know that I don't like, it's just say it's far. It's fucking far. And if we're going to be out all night, I don't want to be fucking driving an hour. I don't think that's crazy. You know what I mean? For some people, yeah, cool. But I don't want to be out till for one, I don't want to be leaving this side of town, my house. That's just me at 3 p.m. And I don't want to be coming home after driving an hour at 3 a.m. That sounds fucking exhausting. Now, if we go out dancing and we're just going out dancing, then that's it. That's cool.
So this is a challenge that Miguel and I went through a lot in the past because I was unaware of the difference between an extrovert and an introvert. Yeah. And normally when we go out, I am grateful that Miguel still takes me out because I know there's some that just will be like, you know what, go ahead and go out with your friends. Like, I'm cool with that. Go out with your friends. So, you know, I appreciate that even though that is not your scene, right? That's not, you know, something that you would say
I think so
from within and be excited about it. Hey, let's go party all night. Hold on, let me finish. You know, and so I have learned to, when you do take me out and I notice your energy coming down after being out for 4 hours, because I will shut the bar down. I will open the bar and shut the bar down. And that's what I wanted to do on our anniversary. Yeah, I forgot who I was with.
I don't mind showing up at 9 and shutting it down. Right. But I don't want to be there at fucking 5 and shut it down.
So normally what I'll do is, you know, when I can tell when it's time, or Miguel will tell me like, hey, I'm ready to go. then I'm like, okay, cool. Before I used to get upset. Like I would get upset. Now it's like, okay, I get it. Like, yeah, let's go. It's time to go. You know, but it's just that day my communication was off. Everything was off. And, you know, and it happens. It doesn't matter how long you've been together. You know, Miguel and I have been together for 14 years. There's going to be times where even though your relationship is in a good place, that you get triggered or your communication is off or you make a bad decision and I think the most important thing is really owning up and apologizing. Yeah. You know, like really owning up and just saying, you know, I'm sorry, like I fucked up. Because I know that if I would have talked to you about what I was planning, that we would have been able to be like,
plan it a little differently.
Oh yeah. Like I would have, you know,
we could have planned it so that it would have been good for both of us. We could have
prevented, all of this.
Well, actually, kind of like today when, like I was asking you earlier, because I was thinking about what happened last week. That sucked, you know? We didn't really get to celebrate our anniversary the way we wanted to. And I do want to take you out dancing because I know you've been wanting to go out dancing. And it's not like I don't like it or whatever. It's like, I like it. It's fun, especially when we go out together and we have a good time. Like we've talked about it on here. We have a blast together when we go out places. It just that day, like you said, it wasn't communicated properly. So today I was kind of thinking, let's kind of see how the day goes. So like we started out, it's like, well, you're making breakfast. I was working on the podcast a little bit. And then I'm like, well, what do we have going on today? So we can kind of record the podcast. We can maybe either check out the fights here and then go out, or we can find the place that's showing the fights. We'll have something light and then we can just have fun, have some drinks, dance, whatever.
Yeah.
But we know how it's going to go from the beginning.
Right. So that's why it's so important to communicate.
Yeah.
You know, and knowing how to communicate and knowing how to apologize when you're in the wrong. Those are all things that we've had to learn.